cutest little children. I hope all of you are doing absolutely good. So hear me out carefully. This video is going to be definitely important for everyone who probably is thinking that in my KCET journey, I also have biology, because the course that I am looking for needs biology as a subject. But before I go ahead and talk about all of it, I just want to have a very candid conversation with all of you. So what's your rating for biology from 1 to 10? Put it down in the comment section right now. As in rating for biology, do you like biology? Do you think it's a boring subject? Do you think it's interesting? So depending on that, probably rate it from 1 to 10 in the comment section, and let me see how many of you are biology champions. Well, my personal opinion is I love zoology, but I hate botany to the core. Is that the same thing with you guys? Well, either way, we are going to make sure that it is going to be 11 on 10 together. Definitely it does not happen alone. Okay, so I am Jasmine. I will be teaching you biology, and you can be anyone out there, and we are going to be good friends throughout this journey, and we are going to rock biology as a subject. And as I said, you will be finding me everywhere as a source to probably talk about literally anything that is causing you any trouble during your entire journey. Okay, so I'll be there. I'll try my best to be a good friend for all of you guys, and obviously a good teacher beyond that. Yes, so that's it, and do let me know the rating. And now going ahead with the serious talks. So we are going to see what is the paper pattern going to be like. We are going to see the chapter wise weightage for PU2 and PU1, how many questions have come from each of the chapter. We'll talk about the month by month plan, and finally the KCET courses where biology is required. So if at all you do not know that, okay, in B Farm I have an option to have PCM also. Okay, if you're not aware of that, basically you are doing your preparation for no reason. Okay, you can go ahead with PCM and get good marks if you do not require PCB. So there's an option to have PCM also in B Farm. So similarly for different courses, there are some courses where you compulsorily need biology. There are some courses where you may not be requiring biology as a compulsory subject. So all of this we are going to discuss it over here, and finally we are going to talk about the resources that you would need to refer. So starting ahead with the first thing, what's the paper pattern? So we all know the paper pattern is basically offline. You get a paper and there's an OMR sheet, and you have to solve your questions up there. The type of questions are going to be strictly MCQs, and how many questions are going to be there? In one paper, there is going to be 60 questions. So Baba, I'll tell you, on day 1, okay, day 1, you have physics and chemistry. So for this, there will be morning slot. For this, there will be afternoon slot. There will be a gap between both of these examinations. In day 2, you have first math, and then you have biology. Again, a slot for this, and a break in between. Now, if at all you're required to just write PCB, then you can just write this. If you're required to write PCMB, then you have to write all of it. Okay, so 60 questions will be there per subject. In bio also there are 60 questions. Duration of the paper 80 minutes. But I'll tell you something. If you say that 60 questions are there per paper, just understand that even though we say 80 minutes are given to you, out of this 80 minutes, 10 minutes goes for what? 10 minutes goes for the paper distribution and stuff like that. So basically I'll say 70 minutes are still left. Now in this 70 minutes you have to solve 60 questions, and in that case, if I actually analyze, you do not get the whole 70 minutes, or basically you do not get that much time for each question. I can technically say that 60 questions and 60 minutes will be there, because sometime you're going to lose in basically reading the question, understanding the options, and doing things like that. So 60 minutes, 60 question. You should be solving all the questions with 1 minute in head. Okay, one question, 1 minute, not beyond that. Have that practice from this point onwards. Things are going to be easy. So the previous time when KCET examination happened, I remember all of them were super prepared. I made several strategy videos saying that this is going to happen, and I do not think that they took it seriously, which is why in the first paper, which is going to be physics, you are going to find most trouble over here. You might not be able to complete the entire paper within the required time. Why? Because you did not practice as such. By the time there's biology examination, obviously you will be pro at it, but I do not want you to have a bad physics paper, which is why I'm telling you from this point onwards, please start practicing like this only. 1 minute per question. Works? So that is there. Now going ahead, if you talk about the marks for the correct answers, it is +1. There is no negative marking, so you can be just very, very happy about it. So whatever questions probably you do not know, you can just keep it later on. Okay, when you have some time, you can go ahead and answer those questions. We will be talking about the answering strategies as well, but not now, towards the later phases. Cool? Understanding it? Is it working well for you? Now, how many questions came from PU2 and PU1? So as of now, basically we had a normal discussion of the paper pattern, and now we are going ahead and we see how many questions. So when I say 60 questions are there coming in a paper, how many of these questions come from PU2 and how many usually come from PU1? So I'll tell you the general trend. It was usually seen that 40 questions used to come from PU2 and almost 20 questions. This was the highest number of questions that were usually seen in PU1. But this year for 2026, it changed a bit. If at all we see 38 questions, so 2 questions, so instead of having 40, it is 38, 2 questions is not there. Basically that 2 questions got added up over here. Instead of having 20 questions, this time it was 22 questions. You get it? So which means that yes, PU2 is important, but PU1 should not be ignored. It can change any time, but anyway, the major priority is given to PU2. And you should also know one very important thing, that in KCET, for most of the courses, not for all the courses, for most of the courses, your rank is determined on the basis of how much you score in your PU2. Okay, so basically whatever your score is there for PU2, 50% of that is taken, and whatever you score in KCET, 50% of that is taken. So both this thing is super important. But in some of the courses, only KCET marks is being considered. Please know that. Okay, so yes, I just wanted to give you an idea about that. As I said, we are going to see those courses as well in this particular video. So when I say 38 questions are going to come, or 38 questions have come from in the previous year, what are the chapters which are super important? So I have arranged the chapters from the most number of questions to the least number of questions are there. So principles of inheritance and variation gave 5 questions this year, 5 questions the previous year, 4 questions the previous to previous year. What about human health and diseases? Something that has been consistently giving a question from a range of 3 to 5. 3 to basically 5. The previous year it was 4 questions that came from human health and diseases. Then we have molecular base of inheritance. This is quite surprising because it initially carried 5 number of questions. The previous year it was 3 questions, and this year also it was 3 questions, and as I said, that was quite surprising, but still it's something that is of high weightage, so we should not be ignoring it. Now in your schools and all, this chapter might be ongoing right now, sexual reproduction flowering plants, another important chapter. The maximum number of questions it went up to was 7, and the least is basically 3. For consecutive years it has been maintaining a question, or basically 3 questions each year. Same thing, human reproduction also, 3 questions each year has been coming. For reproductive health, 3 questions each year have been coming. It has went down to 1 also, but mostly it is 3 to 4 now. Okay, then we have evolution. From past 3 years consecutive, constantly it has been giving 3 questions, and it's important. Microbes in human welfare, again 3 questions. Before that it was 2, before that it was 4, but now it is 3. Biotechnology, principle and processes, yet another important chapter, 3, 3, 3, 4. So this is a chapter that you should not be missing. Biotechnology, principle and process is a new concept that you're going to learn, and it's going to be fun also. Biotechnology in its application is there. Again 3 number of question. 1 year there was no question at all, but yes, this is a trend. Now if you talk about the last 3 chapters, organism and population, ecosystem and biodiversity and conservation, this is where you have like 2 questions sometimes, or probably 1 question. Organisms and population actually basically surprised us with 5 questions some year back, but now it has been back to 2, and biodiversity and conservation basically is with 1. So these are the chapters which are super important for all of you. Make sure you go through this. This is to be considered while you prepare. So as of now, while you prepare for your second PUC examination, FA when is going to come, there are a lot of other things that are going to happen. Take it seriously from this point onwards. You are studying sexual reproduction flowering plants, study it really well, such that you are able to solve all the questions. You're studying human reproduction, study it very well. And we are here to help you out. In YouTube also we have free series. Make sure you watch it. It is definitely going to help you. So as I said, it can be 40, but it had been 38 this year. Now if you talk about PU1, in PU1 22 questions came, and this is how most of the chapters gave one question only. But there were certain chapters out there, for example, cell cycle and cell division. This is considered to be an important chapter. Okay, every year at least one question come, or basically previous year 2 questions come, this came, and this year 3 questions came from here. Now the next chapter, which also is very important, is morphology of flowering plants. It is also considered to be important. Most of the year, every single year one question, some year 2 also, this year also it was 2. Now what surprised us is excretory products and their elimination. Usually it gave none of the questions, then it gave 1, and now it is 2 number of question out there. Similarly, breathing and exchange of gases didn't give questions, but this year it gave questions. So yes, so if at all you're someone who is wondering basically on what basis it is arranged on the basis of whether it is giving questions or what was it like in the previous year. So basically what you can do is understand that the red ones are the ones which have maintained their weightage. These are the chapters which are super important, the red one. Okay, the orange one is basically the ones that gave most number of questions the previous year. Okay, they had given the most number of questions the previous year. This year they didn't maintain it, but yes, still they are important. Okay, what about the grey ones? Green ones are the newcomers. This is new in the list, and probably they are giving questions now. And orange, as I said, is mostly the important ones. The white ones in between, they also give questions here and there. And by the way, I missed it, biomolecules is also there, which is important. Okay, biomolecules is also there, which is important. So it also comes under the, what do you say, the newcomer category. It was considered to be okay important, but now this is considered to be super. So 1 year it didn't give any question, but now it gave 2 questions, right? So again, I'll be tagging it under the green ones. So if you are someone who's probably preparing for your PU1, you need to pick these chapters first. Okay, you need to pick cell cycle and cell division first, then morphology of flowering plants, then probably you can carry the newcomers over there. Okay, or probably first go with biomolecules, then go with the newcomers out there, and then with the chapters which are tagged in orange, and then with the chapters which are tagged in white. This is definitely going to help you out. Well, do you want the PDF for this? You can just join the WhatsApp channel. The link to join the WhatsApp channel will be given in the description section of this particular video. So that is definitely going to help you out. I can give you the PDF there. Okay, it's not a big problem. So actually, it's good to connect in the WhatsApp channel. I usually come and talk here and there sometimes to you guys because I really miss all of you. Remember always that it's online. Okay, and we really miss students. It's not an offline class. So that is there. So sometimes we love to talk to you guys, and sometimes you are very shy talking to us in YouTube, so probably you come in WhatsApp and have a quick chat here and there. It's all good. We get to understand what are the troubles that you are facing, or we just have some random talks out there such that all of us feel a little good, yes, and a bit more attached. So please do that if necessary, and please take a screenshot of this. This is definitely going to help you out, and I think there's a visibility issue, so I will just make it fine. Okay, yes, so yeah, cool. Look at it carefully. Now talking about the next thing, that is basically what are the examinations that are going to come throughout your way. So I have spoke about it previously. In the month of August, FA1 will be there. In the month of September, midterm will be there. December, FA2 will be there. January, first pre-board. February, second pre-board, and basically the practicals. March, you will be having the boards, and April, you have the KCET examination. Right? Now that means that these are the months which are free for us to prepare more. Make sure that by this particular time, you have July, you have August, and you have almost half of September to fill. That is 30 plus 30 is 60 days plus another 15 days out there for completing these many chapters until evolution, principles of inheritance, human health and diseases, molecular basis of inheritance, sexual reproduction, flowering plants, human reproduction, reproductive health, and evolution has to be completed by the month of September, because in your midterm examination most probably these chapters are going to be asked. So first are going to be these 3 chapters. You can probably finish it in the month of July itself. Okay, that is sexual reproduction, human reproduction, reproductive health. And in the next month, that is August, you can go ahead with these chapters. If possible, just have some mix of the chapters, because these chapters are considered to be comparatively easier than these. So probably you can pull out some chapter over here and just have a switch. If that is how in your school it is going to be done. Now, from the month of October to November, you have to complete these 3 chapters. October to November, you have to complete these 3 chapters, and basically within a month. I'm talking within a month. October to November, 3 chapters have to be done, and in the month of November, probably you can go ahead with these 3 chapters. This is a practical plan that I'm giving you. If at all you have me every single day, for example, if you are someone who are joining some paid courses, obviously your course is going to be finished by the month of November. You will not be getting November to finish it. By November starting, your course is going to be finished. But on the other hand, if you are someone who is doing your own studies with the help of YouTube and things like that, please have this in your head that use the month of July for completing these 3 chapters. Actually, your classes have been started from the month of June itself, so probably you might have completed at least a few chapters, so that means that you can accommodate something else from here. But this is a tentative thing. Sexual reproduction, human reproduction, reproductive health, July. August, principles of inheritance, human health and disease, molecular base of inheritance. Or probably switch something over here, reproductive health do there, human health you do now, either way. Okay, that is in the month of July. Now, okay, over here what do we have? Okay, by the way, I have missed a chapter, so just a second. I'll just revamp and make it a bit better. This has to be done in the month of July. This has to be done in the month of August, as well as until September. So August until September, you can try to complete these 3 chapters in August, and there's one more chapter that you can try to complete in the month of September, that is evolution. Further, you have microbes in human welfare, biotechnology, principle and processes, and biotechnology its application. You have to complete it by now October, and in November you have 3 very small chapters being left. You can just complete that. Okay, this would be a practical thing. You can try to approach it like that. Okay, and as I said, these 3 chapters will require time. So if you can, do it early. Okay, so keep that in mind, that in August to September you have to complete almost 4 chapters, this and evolution as well. Cool. In that way, if at all you're able to do that, what is the good part that is going to happen? By this point, in the month of September, when you have the midterm, you're already done with all the chapters that are going to be there for the midterm examination. Now in October and November, you will be having a bit time free. Then FA2 you would be having in December. Then it will be all cool. By the way, while you do all of this thing, try to include some PU1 chapters as well. Do not keep it until the end. As I told you, there are some highlighted chapters that I showed you. Try to include them, revise them, probably watch a one-shot videos of them from here and there. It is definitely going to help you out. You will not forget it. If you're not touching it, you will forget it. Okay, so please have that in mind. Now, if you are someone, okay, if you are someone who wishes to be a part of our paid course, as I said, if you are someone who wants to get PU2 sorted, then there is Pariksha Veera batch which is ongoing right now. So initially we had launched it, but there were some unforeseen issues that were coming, which is why we were not able to launch it. And as I said, it's mostly from the management's direction that we follow. So by July 6th, okay, on July 6th your batch is going to start for Pariksha Veera, and over here your PU2 is going to be completed by the month of November. So November 6th your PU2 is going to be done and dusted. The pricing for that is ₹3499. If at all you are someone who is very much serious about KCET preparation, then you should be going ahead. So biology will be dealt by me, and Swami sir will be dealing with physics. For math and chemistry, you will soon see the faculties, and if at all we need any help at any point, probably there will be some other teachers who would be taking classes. Okay, but remember, this is for PU2. This is for PU2. For PU1, as of now, in the plan it's not there. Probably there could be some crash courses later on which you can get in discounted price and things like that. So that is a later thing, but yes. And all the classes are going to be live classes in Vedantu application. It is going to be English. The language is going to be English. You will be having 4 classes week for a subject. So biology, you will be having 4 classes, 1 hour 45 minutes each. Similarly, physics also 4 classes, chemistry also 4 classes, and math also 4 classes. Okay, so that is how it is planned. Make sure you check out the video that we have done for the launch, and you will get a detailed idea. But if you have any doubts and you want to ask us, you can ask us in the comment section also. Yes, that is about the Bhavisha Veera. As I said, if you're someone who wants to be tension free by the month of November, you can trust us and probably come over here. Now, talking about the courses where you require PCMB or probably B. So farm science courses, for example, BSc, agriculture, sericulture, horticulture, forestry, and all of this, okay, biotechnology, all of it, Baba, you would be requiring CET, okay, and the subject should be PCMB, physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology, and also you have the qualifying examination. 50% of it and 50% of marks that you have scored over here together is going to consider your rank. Now, if you come under agricultural quota, then basically 25% of your marks of your PU2, that is qualifying examination PU2, 25% of marks that you scored in CET, and that will sum up to what? 50%. Rest 50% is basically decided by what you score in your practical examination. So that is a whole separate thing. Cool? So that is how it is being done. Now, if we talk about Bachelor of Veterinary Science, here you just have PCB. You compulsory need to have PCB over here, and it's just going to consider your CET. It's not going to be considering any other examination, that is your qualifying examination. And again, if you're looking for agricultural quota, then 50% marks that you have scored in your CET, and rest 50% would be from your practical test. For agricultural quota, you have a practical test out there. Cool? So, yes. Then you have what? You have B Pharma. You can either have PCB or PCM. So what mostly children do is they write both the examination. They write all of it, PCMB. Later on, whichever combination gives them the better marks, that is going to be considered. Okay, so whichever is highest is going to be considered. So it's a good thing, right? That is therefore B Pharma. For second year B Pharma, that is lateral entry, again PCM or PCB is going to be considered. Qualifying examination marks is not going to be considered in your ranking system. For eligibility, yes. And finally Pharm D, again PCB or PCM, whichever gives the highest is going to be considered. Naturopathy and yoga, equal proportion of CET and qualifying examination. Again, you should be having PCB as a combination. Compulsorily, you should be having PCB. There is no option for PCM. BPT, Bachelor of Physiotherapy, there is no CET. Only qualifying examination marks is going to be considered, and you need to have PCB. Cool. BPO, you can have PCMB, okay, either biology or mathematics, either way. That is there. Again, only qualifying examination marks is going to be considered. There is no CET separate examination for you guys. BSc AHS, that is Animal Husbandry, PCB is going to be considered, and only qualifying examination, no CET again. D Pharma, no CET, only qualifying examination. PCB is the thing that is there. Pharm D and D Pharma is different, please note that. And BSc Nursing, CET examination you have to give, and basically the subject combination would be PCB. Remember that. Cool? Yes, ma'am. Finally, what are the books that you will require or you would need to refer? The first one would be the NCERT. You do not require any other reference books for biology for your CET examination. That is pretty much short thing. Okay, I can write it anywhere and I can give it to you. PYQ book you will require for solving the questions, and always whenever you sit to study, you have to solve questions. 1 hour if at all you are going for concept. 30 minutes you should give questions. 30 minutes, 30 questions. Keep a timer, start that habit from this point onwards and start doing it. Now for that you can have the Vedanta PYQ book or probably MTG publication is there. Either way, whichever is suitable for you, you can go ahead. Now for your PU2, since your PU2 is important, your board marks are important, GVS publication book is there for PU2. You can refer to that as well. Okay, so this is the whole idea, and I hope I was able to make you understand all these things. Take an informed decision. Okay, make sure that you assign yourself task. Okay, no one should be assigning task to you, rather you should be able to assign task to yourself. You are grown up enough that you can assign the task and you feel good that whatever task I have assigned, I have completed it. That's a proud thing, right? So please assign that task of completing these many chapters in this particular month. It's month thing, it's not daily thing, month thing. Have it. And you have to do it. And I will tell you, you might think that, oh, 3 chapters, it's doable. No, you have physics, you have chemistry also, you would be having other subjects also in parallel. So make sure you understand the importance. When I say 3 chapters, it will be a very big deal for you, but please do it. Got it? And one more reminder, if at all you're someone who is interested in Pariksha Veera batch, go take it up. The classes are going to start from July 6th. Wishing you the best. And if you have not hit the subscribe button, hit on it. And do let me know if at all you have any queries around biology that I can solve. Yeah? And do not forget to join the WhatsApp channel as well. So bye-bye. Take care. Lots of love.